Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz. Today is October 28, 2012, and 2:57 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama, and the topic, American Capitalism Gone with a Whimper. This is an article that came out in a Russian newspaper English version. I'm going to try to read it. The print is small, and I'm having a problem seeing it, but I'm going to give it a try. It must be said that, like the breaking of a great dam, the American descent into Marxism is happening with breathtaking speed against the backdrop of passive, hapless sheeple. Excuse me, I meant people. True, the situation has been well prepared on and off for the past century, especially the past 20 years. The initial testing grounds were conducted upon our holy Russia, and as a bloody test it was. But we Russians would not just roll over and give up our freedoms and our souls, no matter how much money Wall Street poured into the fist of the Marxists. Those lessons were taken and used to properly prepare the American populace for the surrender of their freedoms and souls to the whims of their elites and betters. First, the population was dumbed down through a politicized and substandard education system based on pop culture rather than the classics. Americans know more about their favorite TV dramas than they do about the drama in D.C. that directly affects their lives. They care more for their rights to choke down a McDonald's hamburger or a Burger King than for their constitutional rights, then turn around and lecture us about our rights and about our democracy. Pride blind the foolish. Then their faith in God was destroyed until their churches, all tens of thousands of different branches and denominations, were for the most part more than a Sunday ritual that their televangelists and top Protestant mega preachers were more than happy to sell out their souls and flocks to be on the winning side of one Marxist politician or another. Their flocks may complain, but when explained they would be on the winning side, the flocks were so quick to reject Christ in hopes for earthly power. Even our holy Orthodox churches are scandalous liberals in America. The final collapse has come with the election of Barack Obama. His speed in the past 3 months has been truly impressive. His spending money printing has been a record-setting, not just in America's short history, but in the world. If this keeps up for one year, and there are signs that it will, America will be, at best, will resemble the Weimar Republic and at worst a Zimbabwe. These past 2 weeks have been the most breathtaking of all. First, the announcement of a planned redesign of American visiting tax system by the very thieves who used it to bankroll their thefts, losses, and swindle of hundreds of billions of dollars. They make our Russian leaders look little more ordinary than street thugs in comparison. Yes, the Americans have beat their own thieves into sheer volumes. Should we congratulate them? These men, of course, are not an elected panel, but made up of appointees picked from the very financial institution and their henchmen who are now gorging themselves on trillions of American dollars in one bailout after another. They are also usurping the rights, the duties, and powers of American Congress, Parliament. Again, Congress has put up little more than a whimper to their masters. Then came Barack Obama's command that General Motors president stepped down in the leadership of his country, from the leadership of his company. That is correct, dear reader. In the land of pure free markets, the president now has the power, the self-given power, to fire CEOs, and we can assume other employees of private companies at will. Come here, go there. The centurion commands his minions. So it should be no surprise that the American president has followed up with a bold move by declaring that he and another group of unelected, chosen stooges who now redesign the entire automotive industry and will even buy the guarantee of automobile policies. I am sure that if given the chance, that they would happily try and redesign it for the whole world. The whole world. 2. Prime Minister Putin less than 2 months ago warned Obama and the UK's Tony Blair not to follow the path to Marxism. It only leads to disaster. Apparently, even though we suffered 70 years of this Western-sponsored horror show, we know nothing is foolish, drunken Russians, so let our wise Anglo-Saxon fools find out the folly of their own pride. Again, the American public has been taking this with barely a whimper, but a free man whimper. So should it be any surprise to discover the democratically controlled Congress of America is working on passing a new regulation that would give the American Treasury Department the power to set fair maximum salaries, evaluate performances, and control how private companies give out raises and bonuses. Senator Barney Frank, a social pervert basking in his homosexuality, of course, amongst the modern, enlightened American society norm, as well as the general West, homosexuality is no longer looked down upon life choice, but is often praised as a virtue, and his Marxist enlightenment has led this effort. He stresses that this only affects companies that received government monies, but it's retroactive and taken to a logical extreme. This would include any company or industry that has ever received any type of tax break or incentive from the United States. That is the end of the article that was in a Russian newspaper, and I will put at the bottom here where you can find that and read it. But I also want to remind you, I have already put down 4 such commentaries that I made up over the last 2.5 years. I did one on Russia, I did one on Germany, I did one on Cuba, and I did one on China. And I did the breakdown, the way of life, the food that they can have. I did the whole 9 yards, and they're on my website. People, if we fail to elect a new president, then we have gone without a whimper. Jody Wolf, Expoz.